What's up? What's up? What's up with you guys? And you already know we in the Christmas spirit. You know, Christmas come around in the weekend, man. Make sure you tell your loved ones Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Make sure you give all the Christmas love this weekend to your family. And just make sure it's a happy holiday from everybody. But it's a happy holidays from the pre-snap read. You already know. And I'm about to bring my doggy dog. You already know how he is, man. He come with the statistics, come with the facts. Man, he come with the hard-hitting stuff. My boy, Jay Good.
Hey man, what's up, man? Hey, happy holidays to everybody, man. Y'all enjoy y'all time with y'all family, man. Enjoy the show today.
Definitely. And I gotta bring the one, the only, the people lover and nobody hater. I'm talking about that bad girl, Robin McGee.
Happy holidays. We are here. Hey, everybody. My two favorite men. Look at y'all looking all nice and melanated. I like
Yeah, you know. I had to play a little Christmas music in the background because, the Christmas around the corner, not
No,
Christmas.
it is. It's on Sunday.
Yeah,
That came up too quick.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on presents to get here.
Right, me too, man. Amazon better do their job.
Literally.
So Christmas around the corner. Yep, the crew is here,
Hey,
Ray.
My
Ray.
dog.
The crew is here, Ray. So, but definitely. Happy holidays. And happy holidays to the priest not read to everybody, because some people are less fortunate. But at the end of the day, we want to give, and we giving our time to y'all. Definitely giving our time to y'all. So, but we got something to talk about.
Yeah, there we do.
We got something to talk about. Let's talk about
What it is?
this game
What
right
it gonna
here.
Woo!
This
I
game.
said it. I said they were gonna win. I said it. We
I
said it.
did too.
Jerry said it as well. Ron, you said it was a possibility, even though you was going for JSU, but that's okay.
I did. But
Because you knew it was a possibility.
The thing about it was they had to do everything I said for them to do, and they literally did it.
Yeah.
They played on
They did.
special teams. The O line and D line was ruthless, and Richard, that man balled the hell out.
Listen,
Yeah.
I think my favorite play was that fake play when they were about to punt it, and then they faked it. I said, ah!
Yeah. That boy turned up. Clayton, North Carolina. Okay, 919.
Listen, it was a good game. Like,
it really was.
Head to head the entire game. But I do think it kind of like what we were talking about, especially you, Jerry, you were mentioning it very heavily of like them not JSU rather being able to kind of shut off all the outside things that was going on, Dion leaving, other players leaving, things like that. I don't think that they were at their best at all. Like, don't think that they were where they needed to be as far as this game mentally. Hello, Dallas. But I think, yeah. It's still, they played very well. Definitely want to shout out to JSU for still, holding up their end. It wasn't, again, no blowout for North Carolina. First of all, I felt like North Carolina definitely should have won in regulation, but it's fine. They went into OT. It's cool. I'm fine with the dub regardless, but JSU is not letting it go easy. So it was a great game. I wish I was at that game. Dang.
Yeah.
I mean,
from the top to the bottom. I was like, ah.
Right. It was an exciting game. For me, like, I think if, Jackson State was playing another school, a smaller school that's not as good as North Carolina Central, maybe a UAPB, Howard, playing somebody like that, they would have beat them.
Yeah.
If you're playing against a North Carolina Central team that's been on the roll all year, you can't come in here unfocused and not ready to execute and expect to win the game. So
yeah.
Definitely. I took a lot of things out this game. Like Travis Hunter, he balled out. All the receivers really balled out this game from both sides. Like all the receivers. Oh, hold up. Shout out to Dallas Daniels, man. He acclaimed for the draft.
Yay!
So shout out to you,
man.
Shout out to you,
man.
Do some good work. Stay focused, man. Yeah, we're gonna be cheering you on regardless of what team you play for, because you're an HBCU culture, man. So definitely. It'd be cool if you went to the Dallas Cowboys, because that would be cool.
Don't do that.
That would be cool. Dallas.
It would be cute, but don't do that. Have him play against the Dallas Cowboys. How about that? It's too much Dallas. If one got to be on this side, the other got to be on this side. Don't go. Unless you want to go there, friend.
I'm just saying it would be cool. It would be cool.
Unless he wants to go
Dallas
there.
playing for Dallas. It makes sense, no?
Hey, listen, if that's where you're gonna go, friend, that would be the only time that I would root for the Dallas Cowboys. Saints fan in the house. Don't make your face like that.
Ain't nobody asked that.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Dallas, I hope it goes very well for you, sir. Much, prayers, positive vibes, stay healthy, stay strong, but you got this. Go into that draft and let them know what to do. Let them know.
Definitely congrats on that, man. You probably have some more opportunities, with the HBCU Legacy Bowl and all that stuff coming up too. So make sure you do your thing out there, man. I'm rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And I'm rooting for you too, man. Just from one receiver from another. I know it's work. I know people don't say it's like, oh, it looks easy. Nah, it's work. You got to put in that grind. You got to make sure everything's up to par. So I know you're going to be working. I know everything's going to come in tenfold back to you, man. And congratulations, man, for real.
Yeah.
But that just threw us off on topic. But yeah, so back to the game. I mean, the game was amazing. Like I was saying, from the receiver standpoint, everybody balled out, from receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, even the defenses. Even this was kind of like a mediocre, kind of not really a high scoring game. In the middle score game, it had everything you wanted. It had excitement, it had the thrill, it had the defense, it had the spectacular plays. Like, it literally had everything. And this is what HBCU needed. They needed a bowl game like this year and the one last year to put them on the top. And literally, the Celebration Bowl, everybody was looking at the Celebration Bowl. Roger Goodell was there. J.J. Watt was watching it. When you have eyes like that watching this one HBCU championship, is amazing.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think it's a great platform we put it on, man. One thing I do disagree about is that defense, man. I know both offenses averaged, I think, around 38 points per game, which I thought was going to be lowered down because of what was going on. But Jackson State's defense, man, I thought they were going to perform a lot better than what they actually did. A little disappointed on that side, but it was a great game. It was people watching from all over. It's setting the stage perfect for FAMU next year when we go up there and win that thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think going back to Ron, what you were saying, it's like it was kind of like a mediocre scoring game. And honestly, yes, like in the numerical sense, but I still think that it was higher than I anticipated. Because like when we talk about like the scores of what we predicted, none of us got over. Like, if anything, who is this? Ron, you were probably the closest, and you were like 31-28, and like it still wasn't even that. Like, we were 42-34. So
yeah, it's a lot. 42 points a lot.
I think in the grand scheme of things, no, it was probably mediocre. But for these two teams, especially considering like JSU and how well they've done, I didn't think it was going to go that much. I thought it was going to be, we punting, stopping, like. Yeah. Maybe turnovers here and there, but like it's like every drive, like somebody was going downfield, somebody was catching the ball, and it was on both sides. So I think in retrospect, looking at the matchup, I feel like a lot of people who were, kind of doubting the Eagles, they had to swallow their words, because I don't think that they were ready for them to come out the way that they did, even considering definitely want to hold true to everything that JSU was experiencing. And we knew kind of, there may have been some things kind of like what Jerry was saying, things that will, happen mentally for these players, things that'll come in that'll kind of jeopardize their, fullest potentials. But I still don't think that people really believed that Central did or was going to do as well as they did and how much they were able to put on the board. So I think that's huge now looking at the contrast, like we're saying, moving forward for like the next year, like can a Central do that again or can someone else? Because like the MEAC has dominated this game for the past 2 years because, South Carolina won last year. And so now it's, MEAC is holding on to the trophy. Look at you, Jerry. So it's like,
no, Robin, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
I said the MEAC is holding on to the trophy for the second year in a row because South Carolina State won last year.
South Carolina State. Okay.
South Carolina State won last year against JSU. Right. And then you got North Carolina Central winning again against JSU. So,
hey, man.
I mean, but this is good for MEAC if we really think about it, because guys, like we have talked about like the MEAC and everything that's been going on in that, conference and how people have been shifting, people think about leaving, whatever. So this is good for them to have another win, definitely on the football side. So very interested in seeing how basketball is going to look for them this year, but it's good for them to have that another dub going into next year. Because we want MEAC to continue growing. Now, I do have a question. Do y'all agree with Coach at Central? He said that the MEAC is the most progressive conference out of all the HBCUs. Do y'all agree with that?
What does he mean by that? Like, what is define progressive?
I think, okay, so the thing that I took away from it is it's almost like ever evolving, maybe, or like continuing to, like, because when you think of progressive, you think of growth, you think of,
right,
adding on, you think of, building. And when he said it, I'm not going to lie, at first I was like, yeah. And then I sat and I was like, wait, does he mean what I think he means? Like with the normal definition of progressive? Or is he saying that considering all the different struggles or the different like disadvantages that the MEAC has as opposed to other conferences, are they progressive? And in that respect, I would say I would lean more towards I can understand where he's coming from, because the MEAC definitely has they have a lot to fight through more than a SWAC, right? I don't really know too much about, the CIAA and what's the other, SIAC. Mm-hmm. I feel like those are more foundational, and I feel like they have a better rapport with the schools than, comparing it to MEAC. So in that respect, okay, yeah, MEAC still has more struggles than the D2 conferences. So I'm like, if that's what he means, because I wasn't in the press conference, so I didn't get to ask any questions. Maybe.
Next year we will.
I would love, and I will be there.
But, we got to proclaim it.
Yeah,
being progressive.
That's what I wanted to ask y'all. That's what I wanted to ask y'all, because I was like,
So, to me, I mean, look at the history. The MEAC as the conference is not progressive. To me, I'm saying that because of its history of membership, people have been leaving the MEAC left and right. Yeah. To me, that's what I thought he was saying when he said progressive. But if he's speaking on progressive as the individual institutions, yes. Right. Judging that you got South Carolina State that just won the Celebration Bowl last year, and then you got Central coming back and winning it this year, and you got North Carolina A&T that's been doing well in the Celebration Bowl for the past, before this. So, I mean, progressive in that manner, yes, but as a conference, no. Yeah. To me, no. And if they were progressive, you wouldn't have all these, institutions wanting to leave the conference and join other conferences. I think they only have 6 teams.
Football teams,
I think, yeah.
So,
yeah. And less for basketball.
What you think, Ron?
I like to give a couple of shout out. Shout out to Bowler right here. You know, this was his last
BJ.
Shout out to him, man.
Hey, BJ.
Also, shout out to that boy Aubrey, man. Aubrey. Kid, shout out to you.
Yes.
Root to the Qs, man. Root to the Qs.
Yeah, Jerry probably gonna talk to you, man, because y'all both dogs out here. So
y'all both dogs.
I mean, the cute dog, they dog eat dog world. Sure, that's what I'm talking.
They understand each other. They speak the same language.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But to your point, Robin, I feel like the MEAC is. I feel like both of them. I feel like the MEAC and the SWAC could do so much more, but they just don't want to. Like the MEAC could do so much more, but they're lazy. They're like even the SWAC. The SWAC could have its own network. Literally, it's everybody has a podcast for their own school. Literally, everybody has a podcast for their own school. So why won't you not tap in?
Mm-hmm.
Why won't you not tap in? Because, boy, everybody is just on one. Hey, what's up, boy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Shador.
It's true. You be Shador, you be calling them up like a Thanksgiving turkey out there. I be saying you be reading coverages and doing everything. I be like, okay, I see that working out with Tom Brady is really helping now. I see you, boy. I see you. Good luck in Colorado, man. I mean, not Colorado.
Yeah, much respect. And good
Pomerado. It's Pomerado.
Pomerado. I'm sick of y'all.
But like I was saying, like they could definitely be doing way more than what they're supposed to be doing. Like I understand the MEAC. If you brought a school in, you would really have to think about would they survive, or do we have to kick them out? And as far as the SWAC, you have to think about this. Like, why didn't we capitalize off of Deion Sanders? Like now, since he's gone, we can't really capitalize. Who is that next person to capitalize off of? Yeah. And like FAMU, maybe Grambling, maybe Southern, but like that's still a maybe.
Yeah.
So to me, it's 50-50. Like I feel like they both conferences can do way more than what they're supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah. I do want to also like make a side note too, as far as the MEAC and as far as leadership, is the MEAC just had a switch in their commissioner. Sonia Steele is actually leading the MEAC right now, and she was the SWA for the commissioner. For the conference and for the former commissioner. And so I say all that to say is like this shift in leadership, I think is also going to be a very good benefit for the conference, because you have a now fresh pair of eyes that's going to be coming in, giving different feedback, giving things that she felt like was things that they could have capitalized on before, but really didn't touch on. Because they're actually, I mean, I just off the top of my head of things that the MEAC does that SWAC don't do, but like they like have a whole women's leadership and sports conference. SWAC does not have that. MEAC has that. You know what I'm saying? So like even just paralleling to the little things that I feel like the MEAC is starting to do, I feel like it hasn't really got a lot of coverage and exposure just yet, because we're talking about the MEAC and they're smaller in numbers. So of course they're not going to have as loud of an explosion if like the SWAC were to do it. But I do want to at least give, some credit to the little shifts and the little progressions that they're making. I mean, from a developmental side. Now, again, athletically, of course, that's still going to come with time and with, different people that are going to be in these positions that need to speak up and make things happen, as we know that all HBCUs need to be doing. But yeah, I think in the long run, as soon as they get better with their foundation of the people who are in charge, I feel like the MEAC can be better, but it's just that they are pressed for time to make that happen. It needs to start happening very much sooner rather than later.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, shoot. Next topic.
Let me say something, man. Before we even switch topics,
okay.
Going back to the question that was asked on there. What school? You know, all of us are FAMU grads. I also went to Winston-Salem State and played football there. But going back and tying Winston-Salem State back into what I'm saying, we're talking about progressiveness. I do think, you know, the CIAA being the foundation, you know, where HBCU black football started. I think that is the standard of progression. A lot of y'all don't know because we are SWAC individuals. So a lot of y'all don't know about the CIAA tournament that's bringing, you know, millions of dollars into Charlotte. You know, that was 2018, 19, and now it's in Baltimore. So that's bringing millions of dollars to that city. That's the basketball tournament they have every year in February, where all the teams come together and play a big tournament. All the rappers, all the celebrities, all the actors, everybody comes to wherever city is going to be in and bring money to that city to watch the games and watch the tournament. I think that is the standard of progression. From them, I think it goes to probably the SIAC, and then I'll probably say MEAC. No, I'll probably say the SWAC is more progressive than MEAC, honestly, just because of the cards we have.
Yeah. Definitely. And it's all about the cards you got in your hand, man. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Hey, know when to run away. Know when to run. Hey, you have to count your something. I don't know all the words. I don't know. I did well because I don't even know there.
But yeah. Go ahead, Robin.
I was just gonna answer also my alum. I'm Rattler. I'm currently at Central Law School, and then I did my undergrad at LSU. So I came from big PWI and transitioned to HBCU. So my experience has definitely been like this, but HBCUs have my heart. I love me some LSU though. Go Tigers.
I went to Benedict College. I did like what Jerry did. I went to a small black school. Then I transitioned into FAMU. So it's, you know, when you do that, it's like night and day. All HBCUs are different. All colleges are different. All areas of demographic are different. You know, the South Carolina States and the Claflins and the Benedict College are kind of going to be in the same. It's kind of going to be in the same area. Then you have North Carolina A&T. And you have Johnson C. Smith, you have North Carolina Central. You know, once you get in your little area and figure out like what you like, it's going to be golden, man. Definitely, it's going to be golden. But Prime last call.
Yeah,
Coach Prime last call. I cannot believe this is like literally the last week we gonna talk about Coach Prime.
I don't know. I don't know if this is. You really think it's gonna be the last week we talk about Coach Prime? I really don't think so. I really don't think so.
It's the last time we talk about him with the SWAC.
Yeah, in regards to the SWAC. Yeah, because I still think we have maybe a couple more weeks in that we, you know, have some conversations. But
just to throw the topic out there, like what was the most high moment for Prime and for y'all? What was the high moment saying? What was the low moment? If, you know, Prime did have a low moment, like what was those moments for y'all? It's him coming into the SWAC, just changing the whole conference upside down.
For me, my highest moments, man, you know, being a retired collegiate athlete from HBCU is seeing these guys make it to the NFL, man, coming from Jackson State. You know, all this, you know, you're winning, all that's cool and all, you know, you go to the Celebration Bowl, but the goal from a lot of these guys is to go to the next level. So you got guys doing work, you know, on the Detroit Lions. You got guys everywhere in the league, you know, a couple of different teams from Jackson State doing their thing. You know, we got Aubrey trying to go to the league. You know, he's going to go to the league this year. We got guys like, you know, Shedeur going to the NFL pretty soon. So just seeing these guys go to the next level is really what, you know, kind of was, man, I'm really enjoying seeing this shift in the atmosphere of everything that's going on.
Yeah. I would say for me, the high moment was, and I think we touched on this a little bit last week, but just his outspokenness and his way of challenging, you know, basically how we've been talking about what it means to be progressive And his push for change, his push for how he talked about adding names, on the back of these young men's jerseys, and now we have names, it's like all of those little things that we as a community have been talking about. Why not us? Like that whole thing of, HBCUs can be, in the same limelight, have the same exposures, have the same recognition that other, PWIs in the same spaces. But we have been dealt, the shorter end of the stick. But I feel like, Coach Prime definitely pushed that envelope further to be like, well, let's challenge why are we in these spaces and let's try to fix it. I want to give credit to him on first and foremost on that, because we talked about how we have some great coaches in these spaces that can do those things. But we wait a minute.
Come on down.
Go down, dog.
Come on down. I'm you know what? And let me know when you get there, because I gotta go. I gotta take a flight because I'm not there.
I'm about to say I'm in Orlando, Dallas. So just let me know. Let me know.
But yeah, I think that all of that put together, he definitely spoke up when it needed to be spoken up. And he used his platform to do those things. I mean, we can have our opinions about him, leaving now, but we also cannot deny the things that he has done for that school. He did everything, like Jerry was saying last week. He did everything he said he was going to do. You know what I mean? And we can't fault him for that. And we can't, be like, oh, well, you said you was going to do more. I mean, really, he didn't. It's just that we want more. We want more because of what we've seen him do. So definitely that. Now, as far as a low point, I think it goes back to me kind of saying of like, could you have waited? And it's like, that's a personal problem, honestly, because it's like, that's me wanting, again, that desire to have more, to be like, hey, let's get other folks to be as confident and use their, their strengths to be able to, have more conversations about, whether it's more money for the coaches, whether it's, getting more deals, whether it's, creating spaces for our HBCUs to have more exposure. I don't want you to leave just yet, but and again, that's me personally being like, come on, one more year. What? I think that that's something that I definitely would have wanted him to wait for. But definitely respect where his decision, because he's doing something that's best for him, his family, and all of that comes with it. But yeah, I still am kind of salty about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I told y'all my view last week. I was cool with it because I mean I've been through that situation before. I know what he's got going on, so I understand the upward move. Everybody, anything that's upward and onward, I'm all for it. But kind of to piggyback on what you were talking about, another real high moment was when he was talking about the deals we were getting, to play big time Power 5 schools. That's the conversation that needs to be had. Schools are paying Campbell University $2 million to come play them. But when Jackson State, when FAMU, when any other HBCU comes to play these Power 5 schools, they're only offering us $500,000, $600,000, and we're already spending that amount of money to get there. We're spending that amount of money for hotels, for the flights. They say they want to bring the band. That's a whole another trip added on to the fee. So we're already in the hole getting $500,000. So we're paying what, $25,000? We're losing with 25. That's 20. Well, shoot. More than that. But I mean, when he was talking about it, that's really one of the high points that I think it needs to be looked at more, because I feel like a lot of schools feel like they're secondhand, or we should be happy that they called and asked us to play. We get that exposure. But in all actuality, you're losing the money and it's not helping your program.
Yeah, definitely. That's true.
Definitely. With me, I know for Jerry, as far as you too, Robin, all of us grew up on Prime. Like we even, like, for me, I knew Prime playing football and baseball. I love baseball. Baseball is like one of the sports I really did play. So, just watching him go to HBCU actually just changed the culture. And like me, I'm a motivational type of person. I love people when they motivate people. Like, I know Prime truly tried to do everything in his will for them boys. Like, I know he tried to do everything for them boys. I know he tried to do everything in his best intention for the SWAC. Like, he literally made a relationship with Coach Willie Simmons. He didn't have to do that. He really didn't have to do that. He could have just said, forget everybody, I'm on my JSU shit, and fuck y'all. Like, he was really building bridges. He was really, that was a cool lingo, building bridges. See? Okay.
It was there, but it does work for you.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the conversation though. That kind of caught me. But yeah, it's just he really was a motivation of men and young men how to be become a man, because Coach Prime been there. He's done that. He has seen it and done it all. He has the money. He had the cars. He had the girls. He had a music video. He literally did everything you could think. He is like one of the best top 10 athletes in America. It's very rare that an athlete play two sports. From my understanding, there's only a couple that really played two sports: Michael Jackson, BoJack, and Primetime. That actually dominated.
Michael Jackson?
No, I said Michael Jordan. My bad.
Michael Jordan. You did say Michael Jordan.
I ain't know Michael was out there doing that now. I ain't know. I ain't know, dog. Let me know.
My man said he was moonwalking down the court. Okay.
MJ will probably be a track star and a basketball player. That's what his stature built. Literally. That's what his stature built for. But yeah, it's just, and my only downfall with Prime is just, I wish he could have, how can I say this? Captivated the SWAC and the commissioner more, because they could have did so many things. I think the commissioner really dropped the ball on Primetime, just not doing what Primetime could have did. So I feel like he did a good job while he was here. Everybody loved him. A lot of people hated him. But at the end of the day, did he help HBCUs? And he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I 100% agree.
Yeah. I do as well.
Yeah, we in different cities, Shador. Shoot. I know.
Well, right now I'm in New Orleans. That's fun.
I'm in Orlando, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, man. But I'm live in Tallahassee and work at FAM. So
but I'm gonna be going back to Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going. My hometown is South Carolina, so that's what that's born and raised in Gaffney, South Carolina. That's what I'm dogs at. Shador,
what is it called? Gaffney?
Gaffney.
With a G?
Yeah. And guess what? You laughing now, Robin. But guess what? Robin? We got 19 state championships. Nobody can
Gaffney like that in football. I ain't gonna hold you. Gaffney
I imagine.
Gaffney like that. I don't know about Ron. Gaffney would like that. I don't know about my dog Ron would like that. But
you're not gonna do my friend like that. He said he was like that. He said he was actually from there. That's how he knows. What do you mean?
Okay. Look at the face that made.
I ain't gonna. It was like thank a T.O. and just. It's just college football wasn't the best for me because I had a bad coach.
Hold on, wait. Let's go back. You said think of T.O. Which T.O.? Terrell Owens?
Yeah.
You say you was playing like that? What a film that?
That boy RB. Now I gotta see the RB, Ron Bridges.
Yeah.
He said Jerry. I'm not talking to you, Ron. I'm talking to Jerry. Ron said, think of T.O. Now you play football. I love football. If I was able to play football, I would. But he said T.O.
T.O. a Hall of Fame, dog. First ballot, 4'5".
I understand that. I understand that. I may not have the height as T.O., but I played physical like him. I catch the ball.
I like that.
Everybody, I was a small stature receiver. I could play the slot, I could play outside. but I was a physical receiver. Like I'm catching the ball and I'm getting the first down. You gotta, three people gotta take me down. I ain't getting down on the arm tackles. That's how I played. I played physical.
I just would love to see film. I'm a visual learner. I like to, so we're gonna have a special. We should do one day where we just show our highlights from high school and college. This is wonderful. I gotta pull up my YouTube.
My autograph there. Y'all be like, can I get your autograph?
That's true. Look, let the people know. We ain't new to this.
Ron, let me ask you a question though, dog. So you say you like T.O. So you line up in the slot, BJ across from you. What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna try to work.
You gonna try to work? What's gonna happen?
I'm
going on his head. Is it
Don't do that, man, like that.
See, and this is another thing. Me, T.O. wasn't a goal ball receiver. If you knew T.O., he was a route runner and a technician. I was a route runner and technician.
All right.
I'm not going. I ain't running no goal ball going over your head. Nah, I'm gonna hit you with them routes. I'm gonna route you up.
Okay. All right, route you up. All right, dog. I hear you.
Mm-hmm. He said, "What the y'all chill on my pops, man." We know, but listen, hey, listen. We at the end of the day, Coach Prime, the GOAT.
Yeah, he the GOAT, bro. Like I know you know everything about your dad, but just for us, he is somebody. I know for Robin too, somebody that we do look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we do.
We just don't want to see that man go. We want to see you go. You talking about him? Exactly. You leaving too.
Exactly. Going to Colorado.
That boy in that Gucci bag.
Right.
The Gucci
y'all just want to leave us? That's sick. That's fine though. We support y'all though.
Yeah. We support all y'all decisions as far as what y'all doing for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's y'all family that y'all have to think about, not HBCUs. Y'all got to do better for y'all. So that's the main thing, for real.
Thanks.
Yeah, but we will probably talk about Coach Prime coming up in the next month. Sure. Coming up in the next month. Transfer portal. Early signing day happened a couple of days ago. I think it happened what day, Jerry?
I want to say it was Monday last week.
Okay. So a lot of HBCUs been doing a good job, and a lot of HBCUs haven't did nothing. But the HBCUs that did do a good job are the HBCUs that was in the transfer portal constantly. Grambling, Alcorn, FAMU, JSU. I'm trying to think. It's probably like 2 or 3 more. Somebody left Southern.
Morgan State.
Yeah, Morgan State. I know Southern people was happy when they saw that man leave.
Yeah,
I know I was kind of happy. I was like, Southern finally get a quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
I'm looking at a lot of different sites, man. I've been doing my research, just looking at different things. They got it as far as HBCU's recruiting class so far. They got Jackson State as number 1, and they got a couple guys that kind of made them stand out for that portion. Which is Seven McGee, Tristan Sion, and Bruce Mitchell. Those are the guys that kind of made them stand out. FAMU is at 2, and we got Jaquez Vant from Nebraska, 6'2", 235 running back. Hey, big boy. And we got Kelvin Dean. He's coming in. He's a great addition to the program as well. So those are the kind of the top 2, and Alcorn State coming in at 3. As far as the HBCU grading scales of recruiting right now, and we're in the the early stages anyway, so all this change within a week or 2. So we won't know until the actual season starts. But
Definitely.
We've got great expectations for them Rattlers now.
Yeah. Y'all are getting a lot. I just want to mention Kevin Coleman. He had thought about staying at Jackson State, but he just announced that he entered into the transfer portal. Now, there's no word that he's going to be following Deion or anything. But just to note that I think it's really hard for these players to have their teammates that are all deciding to enter, for their various reasons, of course. But, when you sit and you're lonesome, you're like, should I go to? Because it's kind of it's a challenging because I feel like you also have to consider, okay, if these players are leaving, the players that you are, have already become comfortable playing with, have already gained a rapport, already kind of understand what's going on, and then they all leave, and it's just like you don't know who's coming in now to fill those gaps and fill those spots. So as a player, I can see how challenging it is sometimes to make these decisions to be like, where do I go from here? You definitely it's one of these double-edged swords. It's like you got to trust you and you got to trust the people around you, because at the end of the day, you're not playing by yourself. But it's yeah. I wasn't surprised when I saw it, but I was hopeful when he was like, he's gonna stay, or he was thinking about staying, or he just didn't make a comment whatsoever. But yeah, I think he's
I mean, the good thing about Jackson State's situation right now, a lot of those guys, which is a good and a bad thing, they transferred from larger universities. So if they were to transfer again, they would have to sit out. So a lot of those guys might end up staying. And that's good for Jackson State. And some guys are transferring out, and some of them might have to sit out a year. Some of them might have a reason why they can play. But I do think that's a big reason. All these people leaving is a big reason why Jackson State has the #1 recruiting class as well, because they have to replace these guys. They know what's going on, so they're recruiting heavy to replace these guys and to maintain where that program is.
Right.
Definitely. I think the schools that was working, I give them all B minuses right now, just because we still got a long way to go. The people that was actually in the transfer portal working, doing their thing, I give them B minuses for the HBCUs. And the teams that wasn't like Bethune-Cookman, UAPB, Mississippi Valley, those teams really have to find a coach ASAP, because the ball is already ticking. Like next thing you know, in January, we're already in spring ball.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stop. So these schools need to hurry up, find a coach. I know UAPB actually found a coach the other day, so he needs to get on the grind as soon as he stepped down there. So definitely. For these other schools that don't have coaches, they need to hurry up and find one, because you're already on like the back end tail end of the stick as far as competing with other schools.
Yeah. Because that's that's the coaches are who's selling, like the program sells, of course. And, for folks who go and tour campuses for unofficial and official visits, like definitely those play a part. But like when you have a coach that really sells it and really buys into the athlete, like that's it, especially for these guys that are coming in who, are longing to have, that leadership that they may have didn't have, in high school or whatever. But like you said, Ron, like these schools that don't have these coaches, they're behind. They're behind when it's coming to this recruiting phase, if they haven't already recruited prior to those coaches leaving. Because they should already be, narrowing down what's for 23. These, guys are about to graduate this coming up spring. So they definitely need to get on the ball with that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of times when it comes to transferring, a lot of these guys already have an idea, of where they want to go. The season's going on. After the season ends, like, hey, man, where do I want to go? Before they even enter the portal, they already have an idea. Like, hey, I might want to go to FAM, might want to go to A&T, might want to go to Central. You know what I'm saying? It's these options, but it's really a school they already set on. Yeah. The role of the coaches, is to kind of either flip that mindset or confirm it. Like, I want to go here. This is the school I want to go to. And what I can say about, FAMU, we have the coaches in place to get that ball rolling in the right direction.
Yeah.
Definitely. Transfer portal is popping like fish grease at your grandma's cookout. So
literally all up in the holiday season too. It's
exactly hot. I know a lot of players announcing, their commitment on Christmas, New Year's. So make sure if you commit somewhere, make sure it's the right place for you, just not for your family. Make sure it's right for you, because at the end of the day, you're going to be at that school, you're going to be playing, you're going to get that degree. I'm going to proclaim it. You are going to get that degree and, possibly make it to the NFL, XFL, CFL, whatever FL, football league.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And last thing of the day, this is a new segment. You got me effed up.
There it is.
You got me effed up. I gotta play the theme music for this one.
You just a taker, not a giver.
You got me messed up. If you think I'm a stay at Bethune with no coaches, no help, nobody, you got me messed up. I'm hopping in that transfer portal. God dang it.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dog, to me, that is the prime example. You ain't got no coach. You ain't got no good. Like, the record ain't good. All the other stuff going on is not correct. Like, if you want to be honest, dog, Bethune is a prime location. Like Daytona Beach. You by the water, you by the beach, and in Florida, that's a good location for recruiting. It's like almost like being a Miami or something like that. You got places that are by the water, good weather, everything like that. Those are all recruiting tools. So it's no excuse for why they don't have the players or the athletes or even the coaches.
Definitely. But yeah, like you said, Jerry, it's an ideal place. Like, when you go to Bethune, you be like, damn, I got the beach. I got Orlando, literally an hour away. I can go to Orlando if I want to. Jacksonville is almost like, I say roughly about an hour and 30 minutes away. So, like, it's really our prime destination for a player that go to the school. They're private, so they can get money that a state school cannot get. So it's just questions like, what are you guys doing? When y'all was in the MEAC, y'all was riding high on a high horse, and now you're turning to the SWAC. It's like, what's going on? I mean, you're not the laughing stock of the SWAC because y'all do win games. Y'all do win meaningful games. Y'all do have, a basketball team, girls and boys, that do win games. Yeah. And, other sports too. So, at the end of the day, yeah, like, football team, yeah. If I was playing, yeah, I'd be in that transfer portal. I'd be like, y'all got me fucked up if I don't stand here.
Yeah.
Stay in there, dog. Yeah. Just wait on it.
Literally. All right, y'all know what got me messed up.
What got you messed up?
Here go me. Now, we done talked about this early on in the season, how Jackson State is no longer going to be a part of the Southern Heritage Classic. And they had to figure out who team that they're going to be in. And it's Arkansas Pine Bluff. But as a Jackson State fan, and honestly, I'm not even like a diehard Jackson State fan, but let me tell you something. I grew up on the Southern Heritage Classic because I'm from Tennessee originally. Well, originally from New Orleans, but grew up in Tennessee. And my brothers went to TSU. My mom went to TSU. So we have actually an alum TSU family. And I'm just like, it's not giving. I don't even know if y'all should call it the same thing. Like, y'all got me messed up that y'all gonna have Jackson State versus TSU for so many years as a Southern Heritage Classic. And from there, Jackson State want to pull out and then switch up the scene, which I'm not taking anything away from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Actually, I think it's great that they are switching up the teams. But I also feel like now it deserves a new name because it's no longer the Southern Heritage Classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, and it's really hard to do this because who else is in Florida other than FAM and Bethune, right? It's just FAM and Bethune. Is that the only HBCUs in Florida?
Yeah.
Or do we have? Florida Memorial. It's Florida Memorial.
Then you had Edward Waters. It's small.
Okay, so let's take Edward Waters. Let's say Bethune drops out, and now FAMU and Edward Waters, and now that's going to be named the Florida Classic. I'm like, I don't know. As a fan, I just feel like it's not the same because it's no longer the name ties into, in addition to the school and not just the classic. So for me, as a person that has frequently went to the Southern Heritage Classic and know it's TSU versus JSU, and now JSU is out and they're switching it to Arkansas Pine Bluff, y'all got me effed up to say it's still the Southern Heritage Classic because I feel like y'all should switch the name, make it more unified and unique now that we have a different team. I feel like Arkansas Pine Bluff, I feel like deserves a different, I don't know, just a different approach to this now, game so that it can create its own history. Southern Heritage Classic, that was TSU and JSU. That's no longer a thing. Now let's switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a creative of what you call it. Don't ask me. But I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it's not the same.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, like if you go to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac and it come with a fish fillet on it, it is no longer a Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
You gotta rename it something else.
Hey, Jerry. You got me fucked up. I order a Big Mac and I cook, and you come out with a fish fillet.
I'm getting fish.
I'm saying that in their face. You got me fucked up.
Yeah, it ain't it, dog.
Ain't it. I don't know. I think it should be called something else.
Yeah. And like I agree with both of you guys. Like if you're going to make a classic, actually make it a classic.
Yeah.
Like pick a school that's going to revenue money, take your crowd to another area, the crowd that travels. I know a lot of people back in the history said, yeah, UAPB in the history, they did travel when they was winning and stuff, but now, it's kind of trickling down every year. Like, it was perfect if you could have got North Carolina A&T, if you could have got Howard or, South Carolina State. If you want to make it a Southern Heritage Classic, let's make it a Southern Heritage Classic, like with two predominantly Southern teams.
Yeah, and in all reality, when you're thinking about it, like, okay, Arkansas Pine Bluff is a part of the SWAC, which is essentially supposedly in the South. Like, and I get it. Like, geographically, yes, they are more centrally located in the southern region as opposed to any other whatever, maybe central. But other than that, like, geographically, yes, the name makes sense. But historically is where I'm like, I don't like it.
What makes it classical? Like it's not no longer the two teams. So is it the same classic? If it's classic, it means it's historically the same game.
Right. That's essentially what classic means.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's history related to the classic. That's why we have classics. So
That's like FAMU and Bethune not playing in the Florida Classic. Like FAMU going to play North Carolina A&T. That doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm
saying. That's literally what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's no longer that anymore. Like, granted, I love the fact that Arkansas is stepping up to the plate, creating this, new experience for Tennessee State so that they can continue their legacy of having a classic or whatever big game you want to call it. I just think that they deserve, a different style of recognition because that's done. We put it to bed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like as Arkansas, I would feel like the rebound. Like, I don't want to be the rebound. If we're going to do something, we're going to do it right. So I don't know. Maybe they don't feel like that. Maybe they cool with it. If y'all cool, Arkansas, y'all cool. Look, don't fix something that ain't broke. Okay.
I guess so. But yeah, that was a new segment.
That's a hit right there, dog.
It's very smooth.
Hit, dog.
Yeah, definitely. But that definitely wraps up the pre-snap read for today. We didn't want to do a long show for y'all because I know it's the holidays. I know a lot of people is out and about traveling. Make sure you guys be safe. Oh yeah, shout out to Ray. His birthday was on the 17th, so shout out to Ray.
Ray.
Shout out to my boy Ray right here. He's the number one fan of the pre-snap read. This is the number one fan of the pre-snap read. But at the end of the day, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for all the athletes that's in the comments that actually watch. You're welcome to come back. You're welcome to come on the show at any time. Jerry, you got anything to say to people in YouTube land?
Hey man, y'all follow me, man, on social media. BOOQER_T Booker T. Love y'all, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Thank all the athletes, man. I know y'all got a lot going on, man. It's a busy time for y'all. So I appreciate y'all taking the time out y'all day, to tune in.
Definitely. Yeah. Anything with you, Robin?
Yeah. So my Instagram is right here. So go ahead and follow me, of course. Definitely want to say, hey, definitely want to say happy holidays to everybody. This is a time of giving. This is a time of peace, joy, happiness. So let's go into this season, feeling the joy and the love that we have around each other. Also, I just want to give a huge shout out to all of the HBCUs throughout this football season. It is over now. I know we have the Legacy Bowl coming up, but still, at the end of the day, y'all made it through. Congratulations. Wish everybody, well within where they're transferring to, if they're staying in their respective teams. Definitely looking forward to another football season next year. But now we're about to get into basketball season. So our basketball players, look out. What? Black top, we coming.
Hey, we coming. And you boys, man, they almost pulled it out last night. They were looking good against Kentucky.
All right.
Definitely.
Look, these HBCUs making a name against Imperial Rewind. I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Basketball getting real. At the end of the day, IG is Bridges on Top. Make sure you follow the pre-snap read on IG and Twitter. If you don't know how to spell it, don't know how it's right there on the bottom with the little ticker. Pre-snap read on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to DM us, please DM us there. If you want to DM me, Bridges on Top. Make sure y'all subscribe to Bridges on Top, and make sure y'all subscribe to. And I want to give a shout out to definitely Allscript for letting us go on his platform and letting us do what we do best. That's a lot of people are not like him, and a lot of people can't do what he do. And I want to shout out to Allscript. And just shout out to HBCU land, shout out to my family, and shout out to the people that's traveling. And be safe. Shout out to the athletes, like Jerry said. Make sure y'all be safe. Make sure y'all eat some good food. And I want to thank you two guys this way. You two guys. Y'all never had y'all. Sure, I had the idea, and I brought y'all on, and y'all. At the end of the day, I truly do love what y'all do because y'all never had to say yes. Mm-hmm. And I really do appreciate that. From my end, I know it's been hard. I know it's been kind of random. I know we've been trying to get things on balance. And I think
but we make it happen regardless.
Yeah, I think we finally got a balance. I think we finally doing the right things. And, from what I understand, I always know people are watching. So I love y'all. I thank y'all because y'all didn't have to be here in this situation. And for Miss Body, she said she loves you, Robin, like everybody do. Everybody.
Thank you, Miss Body.
Hey,
everybody love Robin.
I tried. Hey, Ron. I told y'all Robin was over here and snap now.
You did. The crazy story. The crazy story about it is when I called Jerry, I was like, 9 times out of 10, I know Jerry gonna say yes. I know Jerry gonna say yes because just me and Jerry, we think alike, and we just know what's up at the end of the day. So I was talking to her, I was like, Jerry, what classmate or who that's a female, that can bring us, be like a Molly, have these questions and all that other stuff. I was like, Jerry, who you got?
What I say, dog? I say, yo, I know somebody right now that's gonna take this show and turn it up.
Don't let me up now, guys. Don't let me up. Y'all know I'm
literally
doing what I need to do, making our fans happy, making sure we spitting the stuff that needs to be spit. Look, I really wish I was a rapper. I promise. I would be like somewhere else. But no, love and much appreciated to everybody. Thank y'all for the support. But Ron, I mean, this was your idea. Like, you came up with this because I wasn't thinking about none of this until you called me. I was like, sure, I'd love to do it. But you had the vision. And I feel like, it takes a lot of courage to be like, hey, let's do this from nothing. Like, you had the idea and that was it. Like, use your own, devices. You use your own platform, like definitely making the connections that need to be made. But Like this is something that's growing, and we're here because of you. So
Thank you. One last thing: interviews for family players that have committed will be coming up next year. Yes. And also interviews for returning players will be coming up next year. I know I still got Isaiah Major, TJ Dims, offensive line. For me, freshman of the year for the offensive line. I know I got Boulder, the youngest one, coming. I got a lot of people coming and a lot of new faces coming to this platform for interviews. But thank y'all. Peace, love, happiness, and we'll see you guys next year.
Bye. 23.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.